Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I did this really cute Y2K Hello Kitty nail set, so let's jump right into it. So I already have my medium square length nail tips on my stand. I did already buff them and then add base coat off camera. And once the base coat is cured, I'm going in with my base color. So the entire nail set is going to be French, and I'm starting off with number 17 from Nails Bling Supply. And it's basically called NB17, so you put an N and a B and then 17, and you could find it on the site. This color is a very beautiful, like almost mauve darker tone nude. It's so pretty. I use it a lot for layering especially. So this nail set, I'm layering some colors on for the perfect outcome that I need. I'm starting off with one layer of this on every single nail, and then I'm going to cure that. So for this nail set, it is essentially a freestyle. The customer did give me a little bit of a background as to what exactly she wants. So she did tell me that she wants white LV print like Louis Vuitton, and then she wants Hello Kitties and also some pearls and gems. So she did show me a few different inspo photos. One of them had Hello Kitty stickers with a very low cut French, and then another one had like an LV print with like fluffy effect, and then also the other one had like basically rhinestones and pearls. And then I kind of took a little bit of something from each inspo photo, so I created my own essentially. So it's definitely giving Y2K. It's so cute with the LV print and the little Hello Kitties. Like, this is so adorable, honestly. If LV ever decided to do a collab with Hello Kitty or Sanrio, they would everybody would go wild. Like, literally, I know everyone would be fiending over that collection. So I don't know, I just think it's really cute. And she actually didn't like 1000% specify what color she wanted the French to be. She did say like pink or tan, which kind of confused me looking back at it, like looking back on the order when I had to make this nail set today. But I decided to just go with pink. I was like, you cannot go wrong. If she likes the bling, she likes Hello Kitty, that means she likes pink. So I did the pink French. Basically what I'm doing right now in the video though is I'm layering on number 149 Milky Pink from Rarjsm, and that is from Amazon, and I'm doing that as a one extra layer to really get the color I needed. And then I'm going in and creating a very, very low cut French with the pink. And I don't know why, you guys, but I struggled so much to do this. And I think it's because of the brush I decided to choose. This is like a Nails by Dev brush or something, but this is not good for this type of, like, for French in general. It's a little too stiff in my opinion, so it just wasn't working out. But I just continue to use it anyway, and I don't know why. I think I was just thinking that it was me that was like having trouble creating this low cut French, but I think it was the brush. I need something a little more flexible to create that smile line. This isn't a brush I would normally gravitate towards, so basically I am having to go back and clean it up a little bit and fix the mistakes. But this definitely, I'm glad that she told me she wanted a very low cut like Y2K French, because if she didn't want that, it would have been extremely difficult to try and fit LV and Hello Kitties on the French tip part of the nail. It would have been almost impossible because I barely have enough room. I still have to go in and file the nails at the end, so they end up being a little bit shorter than they are now. And it basically ends up being a little more difficult to fit a lot of designs on there, which is why I'm so glad that this nail set was made with stickers. I actually didn't have to hand paint any of this. If I would have had to hand paint all of it, I definitely would have had to charge a lot, but I didn't charge that much because of the fact that I was able to use the stickers and everything like that. But for some reason, this low cut French did take me more than 30 minutes to do, just for one hand. So I don't know why I was struggling. I did speed it up a lot so you guys aren't able to tell too much on camera. But today just was one of those days because I did film this today. Today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I don't know if I said that yet, but it is one of those things where like I struggled a lot and I don't know why. But sometimes you just have a good days and you have bad days. Even me as a nail artist, some of you guys might think I only have good days, but I don't. That's why I feel like you guys should never compare yourself to other nail artists. And I know how hard it is. Like, even if you don't compare yourself to a nail artist, no matter who you compare yourself to, I feel like just like don't compare yourself, because it's like something that you might not think that a lot of people do, but I honestly feel like the only thing that's made me get better at nail art is the fact that I've tried not to compare myself as much as possible. Like, if anything, when I see people that are way better than me at nail art, it has always motivated me to try harder. Like, and that's just like literally the truth. Like, when I see people that are so good, like for example Nails by Dev, like how good she is at characters and stuff, watching her create characters and like seeing how amazing she was at it, I was like, I feel like I could accomplish that too. So I started painting more characters just to try and get better, and I'm already getting better and better and better every time that I create a new character. And I feel like that's literally the reason why I've never really been the type to compare myself and be like, oh my gosh, I wish I can be that good, and then be upset. It has definitely happened to me before. Like, it happens to me every so often, and thankfully I have my boyfriend by my side, because he's the first one right away to like clock the way I'm acting and be like, no, like, you can't compare yourself, like, if anything, get better, you know. And then I do the same thing to him, like with anyone that he compares himself to. So it's always good to have someone on your side that will like remind you of your worth, basically. So don't ever think that you're not worth enough or your work is worth less just because you feel like you're not better, or not just because you feel like you're not good enough. That's something that I definitely have struggled with before, but I've tried not to as much as possible. So don't compare yourself even to me. Like, I don't want you guys to ever compare yourself to me, because I have bad days so often where my work is not up to par. Like, I'm gonna actually tell you guys something that I've never told anybody. This happened recently, but it's nothing serious. But like, I was sick recently, and you guys know I was sick actually, but I was sick recently and I was creating some orders after I was already starting to get better, but I still wasn't 100% back to normal. But I still had to get the orders out. Like, I was already behind because I was sick for so long, and I was like, you know what, like, I can't be so behind on my orders. I have to get these done. So I started working on the orders, and by the time I was done with them, like, they were good, but they were not up to par, like up to what I feel like my standards should be. And I had to literally put a note into the order, and I made the person an extra free nail set, and I told her like my work, to me, I felt like it could have been better. So I decided to add a free set into the order, because trust me, like, it was not as good as it could have been. So to me, it's just like, I have very high standards for my work. Like, most of the time, like, I'm really hard on the way things end up looking, and it's like, if it looks a little sloppy or messy, like, I literally will not even want to send it out. But I had to send out the order, and it looked good. It, like, off for first glance, like, it's only me because I look so closely at the fine details that it bothered me. But like, she was so understanding and so sweet. She told me she loved her order and that she's gonna keep ordering for me again, and that honestly just made me feel so relieved, because I don't know, like, nails could either be like a hit or miss with people. Like, I've worked with real clients, and then I've also worked as a press-on artist. So it's one of those things where it's just like, you know how picky people can be, and that's why I think I have that anxiety where, like, when I used to have clients, I just always had a really bad anxiety when I would feel like they didn't like their nails, and I always struggle with that still to this day with press-ons. But I always try to make the order as perfect as I can and as close to what they ask me for as possible. And that's kind of like what I base my whole channel off of, is like what she wanted versus what she got. Like, trying to show you guys how to replicate like those really popular Instagram photos that are acrylic nails or gel X or whatever it may be, that you guys can accomplish that in like with press-on nails, and you guys can be successful with press-on nails. A lot of people think like, oh, maybe there's too many people making press-ons, or maybe you want to give up because you feel like your posts are not getting enough views. But don't stress about that. I was in that boat too. Like, I didn't always have a big following. I just continue to stay consistent, even if I was posting nails that I didn't necessarily love to make. Any order I would get, I would post it. Anytime I would make nails for fun, I would post it. And I definitely think cross-posting and having a YouTube channel and everything like that has helped me gain a more of a following. So if you guys have the time, if you guys have like the resources to record, and if you guys have the willpower to do it, and you guys are like, you know what, I would probably like editing videos, I would 1000% recommend you guys get into it, because there's no reason why you should be scared. I was terrified, honestly, and to this day I still get terrified when I'm filming TikTok specifically. Like, whenever I film like short form content, I still get nervous because I feel like people are gonna like judge it or little things like that. Like sometimes there's like a cat hair in the background of my video and it's like so inedible, like for me, because I have such a small space. My cats are in this space 24/7 too. I have a studio, so it's like impossible for me to even like keep my cats out of the space, and like there's cat hair even though I try my best to keep it out, you know what I mean? Like I have air purifiers and I dust and I clean, and it's just inevitable. Like sometimes it just happens. Those of you guys that have cats, I know you guys understand what I mean, and I have 2 of them, so it's like really hard for things like that. So I don't know where I was going with that, but basically I still get scared to post content sometimes because my content isn't always perfect. So if you guys want to get into posting content, don't be scared. You guys can do it, and I recommend it if you guys are trying to grow your business. No matter what your business may be, get into making content, even if it's just behind the scenes. Even if you don't want to exactly show people like the process of you doing it, like me, like tutorials, you guys can show other aspects of that. You know what I mean? And there's like so many different ways you can be successful with video making and editing and stuff. So anyways, that was like such a ramble, but I like to get really deep and connect with you guys sometimes because I know the tutorials are always fun and everything like that, but sometimes I just have to remind you guys that you shouldn't compare yourself to big creators or anybody that you see that you think is better than you. Don't ever think that they're better than you, because everybody's in the same boat. And basically, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, don't think that anybody is better than you. Everyone's starts somewhere and everybody is literally equal. So yeah, I don't know why I wanted to say that, because I get a lot of people saying that they compare themselves to me, and I don't want them to feel down because I also have bad days. That was basically that's basically what the whole ramble was about. But you guys can see that I did put the LV stickers down, and now I'm grabbing my pointy tweezers and grabbing more stickers. These are some really cute Hello Kitty ones that I actually got on AliExpress literally years ago. They are tiny little sparkly Hello Kitty stickers, and I've had so many of them. I have like at least 20 little sheets of these, and I have been dying to use them. Like, I've been wanting to use them more and more. I've used them like before, maybe once on like a kawaii junk nail set, but I've been like fiending to use them, like literally, because I have so many stickers that I've been wanting to use. So when I got the opportunity to make this nail set, I charged like a perfect amount for what I feel like it needed to be worth, and that way I can use my stickers, because these LV ones I've been wanting to use as well. I love how the seams blend in, so you can't even tell that they're stickers at all. Of course, if you're a nail tech or a nail artist, you're going to know right away. Like the Hello Kitties, you can tell that they're not hand painted. But the LV, because it's in the background, you can't necessarily like tell, you know? Like it might not even look like stickers. But I love the way the nail set's turning out, and I do like to seal these stickers in with some base coat before I even go in with the top coat. I do not want to risk her top coat lifting up because of the stickers and then the top coat peeling, so I'm going in with the Beetles base coat all over the entire nail and curing after each one, making sure that the nails are not lumpy and taking off any of the excess from the sides, because I want to basically encapsulate the stickers in the gel. So once I feel like they're perfect, I'm basically double checking them, making sure everything's good, and then I will wipe the sticky layer off the base coat after it is cured. So you guys will see that in a second probably. I think I recorded that part, but I love the like sticker layered effect, and I love that these are like Y2K themed. I feel like it's literally so cute because you don't see sticker nails that often. Sorry you guys, it's so loud where I live. You don't see sticker nails too often, so I don't know. I love them. I will never get tired of them. And I'm basically right here wiping it with a little bit of alcohol so I can get rid of that sticky layer, because I do have to apply some crystals on some of the nails. So I'm grabbing this Rhinestone gel and I'm going to be applying it like around the smile line area, on the ring finger and on the thumb. And the crystal is essentially just going to be like in the center, and then the pearls on the outside. And this is just how it's looking so far. And I'm basically going to cover these completely in top coat.
You're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away. As you fade away.
So basically I'm finished with all the design part. The base coat and everything is all dried. The crystals are cured, and now I'm going in with my top coat. So I am top coating all of the nails. I'm making sure to really get in all the grooves, and I am covering the pearls and the stone just because I have to cover the pearls anyway. And if you want extra protection, you can always add like a liquidy type of rhinestone gel or even base coat gel on top of your pearls. That will make them last longer as well. So I always do that anytime I do pearls, because the little like finish on the top can come off, and you definitely don't want that to happen, especially if your client or customer is using like cleaning chemicals a lot, or they wash their hands like a lot with like abrasive sponge or anything like that. So the thing I wanted to say is that the nail set is pretty much done. If you are new to my channel, I do always file my nails off camera. I don't leave them like this. I always file them off camera on a different day, and well, today I actually filed them today because I made this today and took it to the post office today. But this is how the finished product turned out once it was in the box. It turned out so pretty. I really hope you guys enjoyed this quick little tutorial and ramble about nails. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.